Good morning. I'd like to thank God for waking me up this morning and thank you for watching. Thank you for all your comments as well. Super busy this weekend, just getting to do this last minute, but I want to give you something good, so we're going to go through it now. Obviously, I love footprints in the sand. I think I've said before, if you ever find yourself lost and think God just isn't looking out for you, read this poem. It's absolutely amazing. So let's see. Today we're going to start with Luke 8:17. For nothing is concealed that won't be revealed. Nothing is hidden that won't be made known and brought to light. Then in Luke 12:2-3, he talks about everything that's hidden will be shown, everything secret will be made known. What you have said in the dark will be heard in the light. What you have whispered in an inner room will be shouted from the housetops. This is why the deep state is so incredibly scared right now. This is why they tried to assassinate Trump. This is why they went after everything that they possibly could to get him to quit, and most people would have by now. I think God has put Trump in there as a reprieve from what we have been doing. It's way more than we deserve. But if we continue to, you know, continue to pray and repent, everything will be. God will reward us for that. And I think that a lot of a lot of things are starting to change now. So all the secrets, and Jordan Peterson talks about this too. Obviously, he got it from Jesus. Jesus didn't get it from him, but Jordan Peterson talks about there's no lie that you can tell that won't eventually be found out. And I mean, I can speak from experience on that, and I'm sure many of you can as well. So let's get into the video. Bam Bongino.
What I'm talking about. We're the Stuart Thompsons of the world at the New York Times and the Washington Post. Again, why I'm bringing it up now. Boy, nobody believes them, and they go to Rumble, X, Truth, and elsewhere and podcasts because we're right and they're wrong. Remember when we told you on January 6th, I know what happened. I saw the riot. I saw people got out of control. I've been very honest about what happened on January 6th, okay? I also told you on January 6th that whereas our people can be honest about it and said that shouldn't happen, but here's what else shouldn't happen. The FBI shouldn't have lied to us about how many feds were in the crowd or federal assets. And second, the government shouldn't have lied to us about Kash Patel and Donald Trump, their story that they requested security and that everybody basically told them to stand down on it.
That's one of the big things. Christopher Wray, the FBI director, resigned the day before the FBI report came out that there were, I think it was 26 FBI, not agents, but undercover type people. They were somehow working for the FBI because originally the language that the people were using. Were there any agents? Well, he said no. He played funny semantic word games. No, there weren't any agents. They're not getting health insurance from us. They don't get a regular monthly check or weekly check, but there were people that were under control by the FBI, people that were actually more. These are the people that have been arrested for something, and hey, listen, you can get out of this if you go find us some information on Trump, or you go help start this riot, or you lead people like Ray Epps, you lead people into the building. I think most of the people there that went into the building had no idea what was going on, thought it was a people's office. The doors were opened by police, and so they went in. They thought they were allowed to. Yes, you can call it a little bit of naivete, maybe even just ignorance, but you can't call it an insurrection with no weapons. The most armed country in the entire world, the USA, and an insurrection, but nobody had any weapons, not even like a knife. And the only person that got killed was Ashley Babbitt, a former military vet. Yeah, no, that wasn't an insurrection. That was a bunch of people getting fooled into walking into a building, getting tricked into walking into a building, taking pictures, walking around. That was not an insurrection. look at some of the other countries where our CIA is. Those are insurrections, not this.
We tell the truth. They don't. Even when it reflects poorly on us, it's my interest in getting the story out. We told you there were federal assets in the crowd. How did I know that? You think some asshole like Stuart Thompson was going to reach out to me? How did I know? Because a federal agent sent me freaking pictures on an encrypted app at the event with him and feds. What else could you possibly need? It's not a second-hand source. It's a first-hand source who was there, who said, Dan, there are federal agents in the crowd.
If you guys don't know Dan Bongino, he used to be on Fox. He has his own thing now. It actually, one time, his show got rated higher than, oh my God, how did I forget his name? The guy, the guy who's the most popular podcaster in the world, Joe Rogan. His show got rated higher than Joe Rogan one week. This is how good this guy is. I think this is somebody's summary of him. I don't think it's actually a Trump Update channel. It's not Dan Bongino, but he was a cop. He was in the Secret Service under, I think, Bush and Obama. And he's the guy who pointed out all the failures of the Secret Service during the first Trump assassination. And he went in to speak on Congress on that. So this guy, and he knows people still who are in there. Come on.
Now, the IG report comes out on Friday. That's like the internal affairs thing. I'm sorry I missed it Friday. We did the reaction show because we were getting ready for the event, right? But I promise I get to it today. It's a huge story. The IG report still ridiculously claims that the FBI story is true, that there were no federal agents, basically, or FBI agents in the crowd. I'm telling you, that's bullshit. Stewart, again, will pick up the story in 3-4 years when it comes out. I'm telling you now, flags in the chat. Folks, get them in there. Get them in there. Get them in the chat. Get them in the chat right now. I want to see who got it first. Always Skeptic 22 or something. There we go. Flags in the chat immediately. Thank you, on the screen. I'm telling you, that's bullshit. There were absolutely federal agents and FBI agents in the crowd. But man, fire it up, break that chat, smoke that thing, get the Rumble servers on fire. Chris?
Yeah, 100%. That's why, I mean, if you ever saw anything about Ray Epps, who was telling people to go into the building, we need to go into the building the night before. And the other people are like, no, he's a Fed, he's an undercover. But I guess he went back when there weren't those people there, and he'd been pushing for it the whole time. And he had originally, he was #1 FBI on the FBI list, and then it just disappeared, and he was never in trouble. This whole thing was set up so they could claim insurrection. You could see how they kept using that word, insurrection. That's because if you are arrested for insurrection from the Civil War, this law came out in the Civil War. If you're arrested for insurrection, you cannot serve in the U.S. government. So if they could get Trump on an insurrection, and they really tried, then they know that he wouldn't be able to come back, and they would never be found out. And the deep state just gets stronger and stronger. Now the deep state is getting ready to fall apart. So it's like a snake that's been bitten by a raccoon or whatever, and it's on its way out. It's going angry right now. The deep state is killing. It's doing everything it can to just kill any chance that anybody has to find any information. I don't even know how many files are being burned or shredded right now, because when Kash Patel and Elon and all these other people come in and just shred all of this stuff, just take lots of people out of the federal government, they're going to find out all the bad stuff that's been going on.
Chris from Rumble. By the way, thank you to Chris, Dan Scavino, and Devin for coming too. Devin Nunes, you guys are awesome. It was really an honor to see you guys there. Chris right now has got the fire extinguisher on the Rumble servers because we're melting. And look at it. I think did we just crash this thing again? Oh my gosh. You guys are so confidential human source. Doesn't mean he's an FBI agent. Agents are actual GS 1811 gun-carrying agents who are working in an undercover capacity, like a Donnie Brasco, the Joe Pistone guy, okay? That was an agent.
Yep.
So the FBI is trying to lose people, but I'm telling you, both were in the crowd, agents and assets. The report now admits forever, however, that there were FBI sources in the crowd. Town Hall put up a great tweet, and they wonder why legacy media is dying. This is why people like Stuart Thompson, nobody's going to pay attention to them anymore. Here's what the FBI told you. The FBI did not send undercover operatives to join the June 6th attack, Watchdog says.
Yeah, you see how specific that language is? They're playing word games. So there weren't undercover operatives. There weren't people who GS-18, as Dan said, and getting health care from the federal government. But they were people who, listen, if you don't find something, if you don't create a ruckus, and if you don't try to make it look like an insurrection, you're going to jail for 20 years for whatever crime that you did. So they're even more incentivized to make it look good.
That is not what the report says. The report says there were FBI assets in the crowd. Reuters, here, Politico too. FBI didn't deploy undercover agents on January 6th. Watchdog finds undercutting conspiracy. It did no such thing. It did no such thing. I'm telling you, they were there in the crowd. Here they were. Probe finds no evidence. Feds were involved in inciting January 6th. They found a ton of evidence.
That's just a straight up lie. That's not even a word game. There's plenty of evidence. And did you notice or did you know that all of the documents about Nancy Pelosi that showed that she refused any of the National Guard that Trump tried to have go there? He authorized it and he tried to push it through, but Pelosi and the head of security at the Senate or whatever has ultimate control, and they're like, no, we don't need any. We don't need any National Guard. Trump's like, yes, you do. There are going to be people there. And they're like, no. It was all set up.
Evidence. There were three FBI assets in the crowd. There were actually, 26? 3 of them that went into the Capitol. Here's how CNN reports on it. No undercover FBI agents were at the January 6th U.S. Capitol riot. I'm telling you, this story is bullshit. You are ahead of it. It's absolute bullshit, folks. I'm telling you right now, they are lying to you. Now, I want you to watch this. This video from Kash Patel is really important. Kash is going to be the incoming FBI director if the confirmation process continues to go smoothly, which, knock on wood, so far has. I'm going to get presumptuous, but here's the interesting part about this. This is what people like Stuart Thompson and New York Times will never cover. Now that we know there were 20 plus FBI assets in the crowd, some there with the permission of the FBI. That's in the report. I'm telling you there were agents in the crowd, period. The report's bullshit. I'm telling you for a fact.
And I'll tell you just from a common sense perspective that there were way more than 26. Do I have any proof of that? No, but I do have common sense. And I'm sure if you see how this situation has changed, you'll be thinking the same thing.
These assets take a while to cultivate. They had to be working on this for a long time. Again, I'm giving you an honest take on January 6th. No one else is. What the hell were they doing, these assets that the FBI knew were in the crowd on January 6th? What was their role there? They had to have a job. The FBI positioned them there for a reason. But the report is oddly kind of opaque on that. Yep. Were they there to incite a riot? Listen to Kash Patel here.
What do you guys think? Leave a message below. Were they there to incite the riot? Are you happy that all this truth is being exposed? Let me know. Message. Kash Patel. He's awesome. The thing about Kash Patel is he was a lawyer for the government and the defense lawyer as well. He knows a lot of the secrets in the deep state and everything. And the FBI and CIA and the deep state are sweating bullets right now because this guy knows everything. He knows where the bodies are buried. Kind of like the first guy that they got rid of Trump's first term, where the guy that Obama said You have to worry about two things: North Korea and this guy. Trump hired him as a director of national security or intelligence or something, and he got taken out right away for some BS. They made it seem like he lied to Congress or something. But I mean, it doesn't matter. I guess the libtards do. But on the right, if you lie, you get in trouble.
On Tim Pool saying exactly this, that this takes a while to cultivate because this story isn't adding up. Check this out.
What you need to show is whether or not the FBI and government agents were using undercover operatives and informants on the day of January 6th, because if you can show that, you know they've been out. Hang on. But the paperwork shows having run informants, that's a 6-month buildup. Minimum. Right. Minimum. It's not like they just dropped them into the Proud Boys and said, hey, go, don't disrupt, please. So once you prove that, then you defeat the insurrection narrative with the FBI's own documentation. Forget what the videotape showed.
Yes, the FBI's got documents, folks.
Yep.
When you develop and cultivate an informant, you typically have to pay them. I did this federal agent work for a decade plus. There's paperwork generated. There's debriefing paperwork generated.
And if you saw the insurrection videos from ABC and NBC and all that, they added like noise. They added screaming tracks and like riot tracks, sound audio to it that wasn't there when Tucker Carlson got the actual videos. Let's see, where are we here? I'm going to end it here because I have a lot of things to do still, and so I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday. Thank you very much for watching. Just one last thing I'll bring up. Oh yeah, you know what? So if you have a chance, I'd love it for you to visit the website, take a look at what we're doing, stuff like that. If you can donate, send us a message. Say you like our stuff, say you don't like our stuff. Tell me what you're looking to see. Let's see. And also trying to create like a Bible study program and a solar charity to bring some free solar to some well-deserving people. And that is it. Thank you very much. God bless, and I will see you guys on Friday. Thank you.